Okay, and finally, new rule. Someone must tell the usual suspects on the far left that the saying is, when you're in a hole, stop digging, not keep digging. Even the one concession I've heard a few people on the losing side offer, that liberals should stop saying the Trump voters are stupid, comes with a kind of unspoken parentheses. We know they are stupid, just don't say it. Yeah, I got bad news for you. They don't have a monopoly on stupid. You wear Queers for Palestine t-shirts and masks 2 years after the pandemic ended. And you can't define woman, I mean person who menstruates. You're the teachers' union education party, and you've turned schools and colleges into a joke. You just lost a crazy contest to an actual crazy person.
David Knight, as I've said before a while back, that he's the one that gets the most listening out of me on Rumble. And I'll have the link to his channel in the description box. And David is like the most balanced in his commentary. Like, if you don't like the left, David hates the left. If you don't like conservatism and Republicans and Trump and MAGA, not more than David you don't. And I recommend that y'all follow him over there on Rumble and donate to him. But me first. Send me some of your money and follow me over there first. Then David. But the other day, and I forget what he was talking about, but he put up a picture that some say is iconic. And the symbolism in it is humongous. And it was a picture of a dude named August Landmesser. You'll be seeing his picture on the screen often throughout this commentary. Now, if you do this, if this is what you're into and you believe that this is what puts our officials in office and you're wanting for a blue wave for the Senate race in 2026, and you even want for the next president to be blue, I have some words about you. And to the others that's listening, you're not one of them. To y'all, I have some words about those people who want to see this blue wave. And the first words I have about them is that they must think that everybody is deaf. Second words I have for them is that they must think everybody is also blind. Deaf and blind. Those are my two first words because of how Trump got voted back into office. Because they think people must have forgot. And, you know, no one knows how the race is going to turn out. So, you know, this is just what I suppose is going to happen. And what do I suppose is going to happen? Is that the House will be even redder than it is now. If the next president, if we get another president other than Trump, that president will be red too. And I gave my projection on what I think is going to happen with these elections because I've been hearing these calls to vote. We need to get out there and vote blue no matter who, and vote with all our might and use our power to vote and all this stuff. Be quiet. Just be quiet. Because y'all haven't learned nothing. Y'all haven't learned nothing because y'all still don't think Trump should have been elected as president again, which means y'all ain't learned nothing. You think he's president because America is racist. You think he's president again because America is misogynist and couldn't stomach to see a president that got a pussy.
You'll never learn.
And let me give you one of the examples that says y'all haven't learned nothing. Homosexuality. Now, no matter which side of the aisle you're on with it, you're for it, you're against it, you are homosexual, so you're for it. You're for it because you're an ally or comrade of the LGBT movement, or you're indifferent to it, like the ones who say, I don't care what people do is in their bedrooms, just as long as they keep it away from me. You're one of those types. Or you're like, yeah, their movement is great, but they need to leave the kids alone. Whatever your position is on that. No matter what side you're on with that stuff. No matter what side you're on, none of you will disagree with me that homosexuality is frowned upon globally, current and historically detested across the earth. None of y'all would disagree with me about that. And you haven't learned anything because y'all took something. The DNC, the leftists. Y'all took something that people collectively looks down on and made it the face of what the DNC is. You made homosexuality, you made that the primary concern of what your party represents. But you don't think that Trump should have got back in there. That's what you're telling me. Yeah, of course that's what you're telling me, because you don't learn. You don't learn. And you still haven't learned because y'all are doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on it. Still standing tall for what the globe don't like. And some countries get real crazy with it. They get real crazy with it. They set people on fire for being homosexual and behead them in front of everybody, and won't nobody go to jail for it either. Y'all don't even try to hide it and, or sneak it in there no more. No, y'all just smash it in people's faces. And right now, and this is how I know y'all don't learn. Because right now, a few of you that's listening, you know what you're saying in your head? You know what you're saying? You're saying, that's bigot, that's homophobic, that's transphobic, that's good. You don't learn. America said no. And y'all still standing up for it. But you don't think the Senate should turn blood red in 2026. You don't think so.
Now to America, where free speech is suddenly the most important principle to those on the left and the radical media commentators. They weave and twist to find any reason why those on the left should not have to rein in their rhetoric after the assassination of Charlie Kirk.
We're talking about a love-torn child, a kid. This is probably his first real relationship, and somebody was disparaging the person that he loved. He sat on that building for 30 minutes before he took the shot. Why did he wait until the first word trans came up? Then he took the shot. I don't believe he was motivated politically. I think this was motivated emotionally. I think this was a emotionally stunted person who literally, when I say it this way, just hear me, tried to defend his significant other, not trying to defend some ideology.
Y'all think that people are blind and can't see that y'all are trying to make a hero out of whoever shot Kirk. Y'all even think that people are deaf and can't hear y'all turning the political assassination of a political opponent into a love story. You think that people are not watching and listening to how y'all have been glorifying violence for years. But you wonder how those states were as red as they was. You wonder how it turned out like that. Y'all be wondering, pondering. Like we all say, well, Trump only won because Democrats didn't show up to vote. And y'all state that as a flex or to mean that he didn't really win on his own. Democrats didn't show up to vote. Y'all think that that's a rebuttal that don't make y'all look stupid as fuck. You want to know why the left didn't show up to vote? And I've said this before. Here it is. Here it is right here. It's on the screen. Look at it. Because here, I want you to look at it. Because here's what, Democrats didn't show up to vote. Then, well, why shouldn't Trump have got put back in there again? Why not? They didn't show up to vote. And like I said, I talked about this before. And I said, they didn't show up to vote because your congregation is looking at you. Your congregation been watching you. They've been listening to you, like August Landmesser here. Boys have ovaries. Y'all stand tall on that. Women can get women pregnant. Y'all standing on that still to this day.
You just lost a crazy contest to an actual crazy person.
Let in more immigrants all over the place in here, all willy-nilly, as many as you want to. Y'all standing on that. Cheering on political violence and all these other zany ideas. Y'all are standing on that stuff. And members of your congregation are standing among y'all looking like this. Looking like what? Like y'all have lost y'all's goddamn minds. That's what, like what? No, they didn't show up to vote. Or they jumped the fence and voted Republican. And what else were they supposed to do when their crowd was doing this?
Yeah!
Calm down.
What's
What'd you do last night, man?
What?
What'd you do last night? What'd you do? Hey, this isn't good for my business. This is bad for business. This kind of
Why should they have stayed when y'all out here looking crazy as hell? Seriously, why stay in the middle of a circle with people who are doing this? And people see how you treat your own who dare speak out against any of your party's ills. They see what happens when somebody among y'all speak out against that demonology that's in your group. They're called bigots. They're called racist. They're called fascist and homophobes.
Last week, Massachusetts Congressman Seth Moulton said, "I have 2 little girls. I don't want them getting run over on a playing field by a formerly male athlete. But as a Democrat, I'm supposed to be afraid to say that." Yes, there's the problem in a nutshell. Because Congressman Moulton sounds reasonable to me, but his campaign manager immediately resigned in protest. Let me make this as plain as I can to the smart people.
They watch how y'all treat people who speak out. And they're thinking, what would they do to me if one day I decide to speak out against something?